How you guys doing? It's 514 Mystic from BookieBullies.com, and this is Breaking Down the Books. Now, yesterday we had a pretty good day. Actually, yeah, I guess you could call it that because we had a few underdogs and stuff. We had a pretty good day. Went 6 of 11 on the night. Not a bad night. Going down the list, I gave you guys the under 6.5 in Montreal. That ended up hitting. Gave you guys the Washington Capitals money line. That ended up hitting. Gave you the New York Rangers plus 1.5. They won flat out. Gave you the under 6.5 in that game. And gave you Vancouver minus 1.5. They lost flat out. Gave you Nashville minus 1.5, and they also got blown out. So that was pretty bad. NFL gave you one pick and that lost. In the NBA, we went 50%, so gave you Charlotte plus 7.5. Obviously, they lost. OKC plus 5.5. Obviously, they lost. And gave you the Clippers minus 5.5 as a max bet and the under 231.5, which ended up hitting with flying colors. Today we got a relatively short show. We got one game that's going on right now, the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Buffalo Sabres. They're in Sweden for an early game. They're still gonna be in Sweden again tomorrow. So you can call it a home and home if you want, but the only home team in this situation is the Buffalo Sabres. We're gonna skip over that game. It's currently 3-2 with 30 seconds left, looking like Tampa Bay might be the victor in this one. We're gonna get right into some NHL, starting with the Boston Bruins versus the Detroit Red Wings. Boston Bruins got Tuukka Rask at net, 7-1-1 record, 1.88 goal against average, and a 936 save percentage. So 93.6% save percentage. He's going to be facing off against Jonathan Bernier, who's officially confirmed. He's 2-4-1 on the season, allowing almost 4 goals a game with 3.5. 887 is his save percentage, so 88.7. No shutouts under his belts. Um, Detroit's on a 4-game losing streak. Boston just lost to Montreal. They're probably sour about that loss. They weren't severely outplayed, but they were supposed to lose that game. They played a lot of games during that time. Boston's a heavy favorite here. Obviously, we know why. Detroit is really not that good. They only have 4 wins out of the last 17 games. Not good at all. Boston only has they have 2 regular time losses and 2 overtime losses. So they got a lot of points, and they're doing really well. First place in the Atlantic Division. If you guys don't have Boston minus 1.5, there's really no need for discussion in any of this. So I don't even want to have to go. Like honestly, it's just take Boston minus 1.5, live with the results, and excuse me, and move on to other things because it doesn't make sense to linger on it and think about anything else. Honestly, is Detroit really gonna beat Boston? They might. You could sprinkle some change on that if you fancy, but we're trying to make money here. So I'm gonna move on to other things because it's not really worth mentioning. That total is at 6.0. It's a little bit fishy. You might be able to buy that under, but I wouldn't be surprised if Boston was really sour and just let out all their frustration out on this Detroit team. So be aware. Next game we got the Vancouver Canucks versus the Winnipeg Jets, where we got the best save percentage in the league. And I say that because he's actually played 5 games. We got Thatcher Demko at net, 1.78 goal against average, 93.8% save percentage. He's going up against Connor Hellebuck, who's 6-5-1 on the season, 241 goal against average, and 93% save percentage. Now, I'm telling you right now, Thatcher Demko played 5 games, and in those 5 games, he's been remarkable. So you got to give credit where credit is due. Vancouver is also third in the Pacific Division, so they're not doing horrible. Also, they're 9-4-3 on the season. They've been doing a really good job at pacing themselves and everything. But both of these teams are coming off of losses. Vancouver in their own right on a 2-game losing streak, and Winnipeg just lost their last game. So both these guys are trying to bounce back. And you got a severely favorite, not severely, but you got a minorly favorite Winnipeg Jets team here. And just for the sake of argument, we're gonna get into a little bit of breakdowns here because the one like they're minimally favorite here, but I'm not 100% sure that cause I honestly, if you guys been following me, you guys know that I don't really trust Winnipeg. They don't play a very good brand of hockey. I'm sorry, man. Connor Hellebuck's been a shell of himself. He hasn't looked the same. There's a lot of goalies who don't look really good right now. The like known goalies who we know and love who really haven't looked that good. Um, Winnipeg has beaten Vancouver every single game since 2016, and now you have Winnipeg who's 1-6 at the spread in the last 7 at home. The unders actually hit in 6 of the last 8 games that they've played. Vancouver on their end are 7-1 at the spread in the last 8 games, 4-2 straight up, but they lost their last two. So they're 4-2 straight up on the road. They lost their last two overall. The over pretty much goes over every time Vancouver is on the road. They've had a few road games there, and 4 out of 5 of those road games have gone over. But when Vancouver plays against Winnipeg, the game goes under. So rather than give you a winner here, because I would love to give you Vancouver as an underdog, I'll give you the under 6.0 in this game. I think Connor Hellebuck is going to try to play a very good game. I think both teams are going to try to protect their goalies, preserve their try to preserve their credibility. And I think it's not going to be a very high scoring game. I might be way off over here, but I'd love to buy the hook. So I'd love to buy the 6.5. Um, and I probably will. So I'll take the 6.5 in this game, and that's pretty much it. Next, we got the New Jersey Devils versus the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton Oilers, heavy favorites here. Obviously, Jersey hasn't been very good at all. And just on a quick note, it's official 3-2 victory, Tampa Bay over the Sabres. So look out for the game tomorrow. And if you guys want to pick Buffalo tomorrow, Allmark's going to be at net, and Sweden is his hometown. So maybe Allmark gets the victory for his hometown. 6 Swedish players on the Buffalo team just took that L today. So maybe they have a back game tomorrow. Maybe they got a little too drunk. Maybe they did a little bit too much partying. Maybe they got too much guys on the team who know all the hot spots in the country. I don't know. But just look out for that tomorrow. I'm not making a show. Just look out for that tomorrow. Anyways, New Jersey versus Edmonton. Edmonton, heavy favorite here today. 6.5 is the total on the game. We got Koskinen at net versus Corey Schneider. Man, Corey Schneider's allowing like 5 goals a game. It's 4.71 goal against average, which is not that good. Not very good at all. He's probably one of the worst, if not the worst goalie in the league right now. But he's only played 4 games, so give him some credit, give him some time. And his team is obviously garbage. Koskinen's been everything for this Edmonton Oilers team, and I mean everything. Last time they seen each other, Edmonton won 4-3. This is a few weeks ago, and it wasn't a very impressive victory. I'd love to tell you guys Edmonton wins this with flying colors. I'd love to tell you guys Edmonton minus 1.5, but I can't. What I would love to do is put the under 6.5 to make this game a game. Make this hockey game legit. Corey Schneider can't possibly allow that many goals. Are they really gonna keep on doing this to him? Are they like? I don't think they're gonna keep on doing this to him. We're gonna move along to other things because, like I said, short hockey slate. I'm gonna give you guys the under 6.5 in this game. So we got 2 unders in the hockey. Before I move along to the association, I'd like you guys to go ahead and smash that like button, share, subscribe, like, and also leave a comment. It'd be greatly appreciated. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I'll go live if I get some comments. If you guys start posting some comments or giving me more likes, I'll go ahead and go live so you guys could interact and let me know what you guys are thinking. Give me your picks because I'd love to hear what you guys are saying. I'd love to hear what you guys have, like if you guys have justification for your picks and stuff like that. I'd love to hear it. So go ahead and leave me a like and hit that notification bell so you're aware anytime I post these videos. And going to the association, we're going to start with the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Washington Wizards. Washington is favored 4.5. They really shouldn't be. Washington is not that good, but I mean, who are we kidding? Neither is Cleveland. Um, Cleveland has Tristan Thompson, who's been playing out of his mind, but go figure, it's a contract year, so everybody on contract years usually plays like their lives depend on it, because typically their lives do depend on it. Their livelihood depends on it. So we can't really bank on these guys playing the way they play right now, and then next year you're gonna see them going down. Even Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond's on contract year, playing great. Anyways, we'll get to that when that happens. Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal been playing a very good game. Isaiah Thomas. They put the battery in his back, told him that we believe in you. Washington's actually 5-2 at the spread, so 71.4% coverage percentage. They're fourth on the list behind Phoenix, Miami, Lakers, and that's basically where they're lodged at. They're right over the Clippers with a 5-2 spread record, and 4.5 seems a little bit high for me because they're really not that good. Cleveland is right in the middle of the pack. They're 3-3 and one push, so they're right there. And as far as injuries go, we still got John Henson who's out, Windler's out, and Ante Zizic is out. Same thing for Washington. Washington still has Ian Mahimi who's out. John Wall, we don't even know when John Wall's coming back. I'm gonna skip over this game. I don't like a pick here. The total is 232. Washington is obviously over team. They go over in damn near every game that they played. But instead of just giving you what I think, I'll give you what I know. Like I tell you all the time, you when last year you can't depend on last year's stats to direct this year's traffic, and that's just how that goes. Cleveland is 4-3 on the over with a 57%. Actually, a 1.9 differential in the totals when that ends up happening. Washington's in the middle of the pack, 3-3-1 with their total. So they've been gauging it pretty well based on last year's stats. 1 second while I toast to these garbage teams and not having a play in this game. And that's that. Next, we got the Detroit Pistons versus the Indiana Pacers. Indiana Pacers, 6.5 favorites. 210 is the total. Heavy favorite if you're betting on the money line. Obviously, 6.5 is kind of high. These guys played a lot of games so far. At least that's what it seems like. I don't think they ever covered against each other. Each time that they faced off, they didn't cover. 6.5, I feel like, is a lot of points. We still got Blake Griffin, who's out. Derrick Rose is out. He might play today. They feel a little bit confident, but actually, no, he's not questionable. So as of right now, he's officially out. So Derrick Rose is not playing tonight. Blake Griffin is officially out. We don't know when he's coming back. Reggie Jackson is still out. Tim Frazier is still out. Now you go on the end of Indiana. The Oladipo is still out. Jeremy Lamb is out because of an ankle injury. And he's not even playing today. So I think 6.5 is kind of high. I like the plus 6.5 here for Detroit, and I also like the under 210. But Indiana is a team that they rally around each other, man. They don't really need any one player to be great. They I don't know if it's the coach. I don't know what it is about that team. Maybe McMillan is doing a really good job with his guys, but Indy is one of those teams, man. Like they fight every night. So I would have put it past them to cover that 6.5, but I think it's a little high. Both teams are injured. Maybe a point guard situation might be the factor here. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna put just the under in that game, the under 210, and call it a day. Next, we got the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Orlando Magic. Orlando is a 7.5 favorite. They're at home. 208.5 is the total. Orlando is also not doing so bad when it comes to the total. They're right at the bottom of the list. They're 6-1 on the under on the season and one push. So they're right there behind Atlanta and Utah, which is surprising because Atlanta, you would think that they score a lot of points. Like Atlanta 7-0 on the under. But yes, so Orlando's actually 6-1-1 at the spread with a 13.7 differential. So that's a stat right there. If you guys are interested in it, um, I don't like the under here. Memphis is 3-4 on the under. Sorry, 4-3 on the under, and I'm not sure that I like those numbers, to be quite frank. Because 208 seems to me like a very low number for a team that averages about 100 possessions per game. Now they're depending on Orlando to slow the game down, and I think Memphis is gonna force their hand. The way that these guys run, the way that Memphis runs, I think they're gonna have their hand forced. 208.5 seems to me like a very low amount of points. Give me the over 208.5 in this game, and I'm gonna stay away from a pick. I'd love to put Memphis to cover. That Ja Morant kid is doing crazy things, but I'm not convinced. I'll have to see something. Next, we got the Atlanta Hawks versus the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento Kings are favorite, so they're road favored. Sacramento's not even that good. Atlanta's better than they are. I don't know why they're dogs. Um, I think this is a no-brainer. I'm just gonna give you guys the Atlanta money line and the under. That 225 is a lot of points, and yeah, that 225 is a lot of points. I'm not, I'm I don't even know why it's so high. Yeah, so seems like the same situation here. Nobody's extra injured. There's nothing different about what's going on here. I think give me Atlanta money line and give me the under 225 in this game. Next we got the Warriors and the Timberwolves. Timberwolves 11.5 favorites. Karl Anthony Towns is finally back. 229.5 is the total. I think this is an easy over without even thinking about it. I don't like the Timberwolves to cover anything. I don't think they're that nice. Timberwolves are actually 5-2 at the over, 71.4%, right behind New Orleans and Dallas, who are the two leading teams in the league with going over. That just indicates pace. But as these stats go along, remember that they're gauging these numbers, so the numbers go up and down as they cover or not. Like so take it with a grain of salt. But 229, I mean, Timberwolves, they they always find a way to go over. Somehow, some way, they find a way to go over. No, the other day we had the under. There was no Karl Anthony Towns versus the Bucks, and they still found a way to allow the Bucks to score 130 points on their own, and they still found a way to score 106 points with the Bucks defense. So I like the over 229 here. I wouldn't put it past Golden State to actually get some points, get some buckets, but I don't like Minnesota to cover here. I like the kids going at it, and if anything, I would sprinkle a little money on Golden State money line. But that's just how I feel. Next, we got the Raptors and the Pelicans. Give me Raptors -3. They're dealing with a lot of injuries, and Pelicans are home. 232 is the total. I just told you guys that the Pelicans are leading the league 6-1 with the over, so they're leading the league in total points. Well, betting wise, they're leading the league with the totals. And Raptors been doing a good job with what they're doing. So I like the Raptors money line here. The spread is a little bit not necessarily fishy. They still got Spicy Pete. They still got Kyle Lowry. They still got Ibaka. So they still have their core winners. Patrick McCaw's obviously injured. OG Ananobi should be playing today. I like what's going on here. Give me Raptors money line. 232 is a lot of points, but I'm not gonna touch it. Staying away. Next game, Knicks versus the Mavericks. Mavericks got Kristaps Porzingis going back to New York for the first time. There's no real revenge spot here. He just wanted out. Uh, I don't think that there's anything to sneeze at here. 215.5 is kind of a lot, but like I told you, Dallas is the second team in the league at going over 7 games into the season. So I wouldn't be surprised if this game went way over. Give me the over 215.5 with this game. I'm not going to take a spread. Look out for me at 514 Mystic on Twitter, and hit that notification bell on Twitter also, because I'm not always gonna bother your brain, but there are times I'm gonna shift the shit out of the board, and I'm gonna tell you every single number that's going on. And today's looks like one of those days. If anyhow Knicks have a fast start and try to get a full head of steam on Dallas, I like the 6 or more. I like a money line for Dallas to win this game. But right now, 11.0 is a little bit too much points for me. Next, we got the Bucks and Utah. Utah, from what I am understanding, haven't lost at home yet, but for some reason they're underdogs today. Obviously, you got the Greek Freak, the reigning MVP, coming into town. 217.5 is the total. I like pace here. I like defense here, and I don't think that the Bucks are going to be able to do what they usually do to teams. You got Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley, who are going to be your backcourts defending whatever backcourts you have in Eric Bledsoe. I like um I like the under here. I don't have a pick. If anything, give me the Utah money line. Um Yeah, I like Utah money line because what the hell? Like, why are they underdog at home? They didn't play yesterday. They're rested, and I think the Bucks are gonna get a rude awakening. Like, I think Utah's finally gonna give you guys what you need. Utah's actually one of the best teams in the league at the under. They're the second best team in the league at the under, 7-1 on the season. Give me the under 217.5. Buy some points if you prefer. Like if you could get 220 at a reasonable price, but 217.5 to me reasonable enough. I'll take the under and Utah money line. Sprinkle a little change on that. Next, we got Philly versus Denver. Denver is favored 5.5 versus Philly. Philly, I think, is just a better team than Denver. Joel Embiid is going to have to guard Jokic. Jokic hasn't been scoring that many points. He's been up and down. He's kind of he does what he wants kind of thing. Except for score. He doesn't score that much. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't have a play in this game. But I'll tell you this. Philadelphia is Philadelphia is in the middle of the pack, 4-3 at the over, and you got the Denver Nuggets, who are a really good home team, and they're also, well, they're a under team. They're 5-2 on the under as of right now. And at the spread, let's see if we could find an angle here because honestly, I don't see a play in this game. No fear, no nothing. I would simply go with Philly, and I don't just like blind bets. Philly's covered 4 out of 8. Sorry, 4 out of 7. So they're 66% on the coverage. Hmm. Hmm. You know what? I like Philly here. I like Philly 5.5. I don't think Denver's been that impressive for me to be scared of betting on Philly. Yeah, Philly lost to Phoenix. That's fine. Phoenix has a very good record right now. They're like what, 5-3 after losing to the Heat. They're really not that bad, and they've beaten some of the best teams in the league. Some of the best teams in the league. I like Philly +5 here, so living with that. Next game we got Brooklyn versus Portland. Portland just lost yesterday. What a thriller it was in the Clippers game. I thought that they were not gonna cover. I actually ended up making a parlay, and I was a little saddish because I was like, shit, I can't believe these guys are not gonna cover. But they ended up covering on the nose. So yeah, it doesn't matter how it happened, but it happened. I don't think Portland is that potent as far as defenses go. You got Hassan Whiteside who's grabbing all kind of rebounds. DeAndre Jordan is not going to be playing today, so he's basically dealing with a baby down there. I mean, Jared Allen is okay, but is he really gonna do any kind of work here? I lean Brooklyn money line. I lean Brooklyn on money line, but they also don't play defense. Neither of these teams play defense. 238.5 is the total. And if you remember that game where Brooklyn played versus Houston, that game went way over. So I'm gonna stay away from that game altogether. Watch it, and on my lonesome, I'm gonna sprinkle some money on Brooklyn. You guys feel comfortable to do that? Go ahead and do it, but I'm not giving it as a play. Last but not least, we got the hottest team in the league. Sorry, the hottest team in the East versus the hottest team in the West. Got the Miami Heat versus the LA Lakers. Lakers 8.5 favorites. I mean, it's a lot of points. I don't think they should be that favored. Totals 216.5. Give me Miami 8.5. I think that shit is way too high. Yes, I think the Lakers win, but the Lakers, I mean, yeah, they covered what 5 out of 7, 71.4%. Who did they play? They played Chicago. They played Utah. They play like they who else did they play? They played here. Let's go down the list of who LA played. This is the last game, so we might as well check it out. So they played Chicago. They played the Spurs. They played Dallas. Dallas is competition. They played Memphis. They played Charlotte. They played Utah. They played Clippers. So the only names I heard in all of that was Dallas, Clippers, Utah. They lost to the Clippers. They covered versus Utah, and they needed overtime to cover against Dallas. All the rest of the teams are really not that impressive to me. Yeah, the Spurs, yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs and all that, but they're really not that impressive to me. Miami on their end, 6-2 on the record. Who have they beaten? They beaten Phoenix, who's beaten a lot of guys, but they're not a top tier team, not yet. They lost to Denver. They beat the Rockets. Rockets, they got some guys. They beat Atlanta twice. They lost to Minnesota. This is before Jimmy Butler came back. And they won versus Milwaukee without Jimmy Butler. And they also blew out Memphis. I like the 8.5 here. Miami's also one notch better than the Lakers are at the spread. It's 6-1-1 push for Miami, while the Lakers are 5-2 at the spread. I like Miami here. Plus 8.5. Maybe they lose, but I like the plus 8.5. I like the guys in that team to do what they got to do against this Lakers team. And that's pretty much it, man. The total's 216.5. I could see it going over. I'm not going to give a play on that. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Game of the night. Hopefully I'll stay up long enough to watch it. Shit, I got a lot of picks here. Anyways, before I go along, I'd like you guys to go ahead and smash that like button, share, subscribe, contact your friends right now. Let them know what we're doing. We're out here giving out. I'm giving out free picks. We're out here cashing. If you guys, I mean, you guys should be cashing. If you're following and you're doing singles like I'm doing, maybe slipping a 1-2 parlays here and there. But if you're doing your singles, you're cashing, man. Like you're up. You know what I mean? Because I'm up. I can't complain. I'm not. There's no reason to lie. I put all my picks out here on Front Street. Sometimes I even have props. You guys want to hear some props? Contact me on Twitter. We'll have that discussion. Leave a comment down low. We'll have that discussion. But go ahead and smash that like button and let me know what you're thinking. Anyways, I'm going to give you guys the Bookie Bullies rundown and tell you all the plays that I have for today. Now, starting with the hockey, we got the under 6.0 in Vancouver versus the Jets. We got the Boston Bruins minus 1.5. We got the under 6.5. Sorry. Going back to that Canucks game, I'm buying the hook. So I'm going under 6.5 in the Canucks versus the Jets. Okay? Under 6.5. Boston minus 1.5. Under 6.5 in the Jersey versus Edmonton game. In the NBA, I'm going to give you guys the under 210 in the Detroit versus Indiana, giving you the over 208.5 in Memphis versus Orlando, giving you Atlanta Hawks money line, giving you the under 225.0 in the Atlanta versus Sacramento game, giving you the over 229.5 with Minnesota and Golden State, giving you Toronto Raptors money line, giving you the over 215.5 in the Knicks and the Dallas game, giving you the under 217.5 in the Utah versus Milwaukee, sprinkling a little money on Utah for the money line, giving you the plus 5.5 for Philadelphia to cover against Denver, and I'm giving you the plus 8.5 for Miami to cover against the Lakers. Those are all my picks. They'll also be posted on my Twitter. Go ahead and add that. That's 514 Mystic. Link is in the description. And again, I'll tell you like I tell you all the time. Best of luck to all. Please do not bet what you can't afford to lose. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Be safe. Be good. And I'll see you again tomorrow.